You know what I mean? And then we'll go too. If like I said, if we don't finish today, we got time. We got time. Yeah. We got time.
And then the fucking what's it called? The wideband is always on the different level and shit.
As far as not consistent or
See if it turns on. Yeah, it won't turn on like that.
swap them maybe
But it'll turn on
the other way
with the thing off.
with it unplugged.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll check that wiring. We'll just check that wiring and fix it. You get what I'm saying? Because if you have cam signal with no VVT with it unplugged, we just got to figure out what's going on. There probably are two wires swapped. It's probably just one of the other wires than you thought it was. But we'll figure that out. That's the new screen. Mine was red numbers. That's the Nano Pro.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice wideband. You got a nicer wideband than I did. I had just red LEDs.
Yeah.
What is that why the price went up? Is that what the only one they sell now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why the well, at least the price went up for a reason.
Yeah, so you can fucking literally switch shit on it. You can sensor configuration, whatever, all that shit. I got the
yeah, smooth it.
Yeah, smooth it out, whatever.
Your lambda levels.
And then you got the display. That's configuration. You can do like O2 sensors. You can do all kinds of shit like calibrations. It's a lot of shit like you can put on there. Like you can see all your fuel ratios and then your fucking map sensor, your fuel. It's basically like this shit.
But it's like an extension of the gauge.
Yeah.
That's the new Nano Pro, you guys. They used to use red LEDs, and it was simpler. The price went up. Now it's a full gauge display to work with your FT. That's cool. All right, let's get this thing at least ready. So, start with over here. Where's the pin out for the jumper?
That's right.
Okay, usually a GM type, and so's the oil temp, or the engine temp and the air temp. I gotta find the charts to make the chart for it, but they're presumed now.
Okay.
Engine temperature says it's maxed out voltage-wise. There's no voltage, there is no voltage. It's just a resistance on that wire. So we'll check that. But the air temperature sensor, the intake air temp, it's saying 108. That sounds about right. Maybe high, but that could just be the chart. The engine coolant temp.
Hook up to the intake or nothing.
That's what I'm saying. It's it's just off, is what it is. We need to set up this chart anyways.
Okay.
So it's just reading probably lower, and it'll probably or higher. And then if it's 120, this is gonna say 180. We gotta adjust that, but it's on the right wire now. The engine coolant looks like it's on the right wire because we are seeing a very just slight oscillation. We're not seeing voltage up and down. We're seeing a very, very minor change, like the temperature's chilling 0.02 or 0.2 difference, which is normal. So shut it off for a minute. Let's see if that engine temp changes. The only reason I'm thinking that is that sensor doesn't work the same as with this chart voltage wise, so I need to find it and put it in, and that'll read correctly.
Yeah.
How are you doing, buddy? I missed you guys.
Yeah, we gotta stop by to see what's
I know. Sorry I couldn't give you some more attention. I'm gonna bring my car over.
Hey, you're busy.
I know. I'll bring my car over next weekend though while I'll hang out.
Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. We're just hanging out. We had to go back to work.
Yeah, I got some turbos you guys should check out. Chris, I got some H22 turbo parts too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Let me know.
I know. I'll send you pictures.
Yeah.
I got you.
For sure. I'm really interested.
Hell yeah. Once my car's done, I'll have a lot more time. This next week, we'll have a lot more time to hang out and do
Okay.
stuff to the cars.
No problem.
Have my
Thank
build
you,
done.
guys.
No
Yep.
problem.
Later.
Okay, so on the throttle position, we're on the number 3 wire, which I had swapped, but it was number 22, which is what it is. So let's put this back. TPS, we're gonna go with default. So on the TPS, let me double check the wiring harness. 22's TPS number 3. Yeah, number 3 TPS. Okay, it's a custom voltage chart. 0%. We know.
Fuck.
Let's change these. So after we do this, this should at least work for the
Temperature.
for the TPS first, because it's not working right now. We're gonna figure that out first, and then we'll just keep going through these settings and just keep dialing in, and then we'll end up tuning after that.
What about that sensor on the cam?
We're gonna figure that out too.
Yeah, because it's unplugged.
Yeah, we'll figure that out too, the VDT. Okay, so we know 0.45 is 0. And we know, come on. And we know 4.5. So let's change this. 0.45 is 0. And we'll make this easy. We know 4.5. You're gonna make me do that. You fucking piece of shit. We don't need so much resolution because it's a linear thing, so we just need to set the low and high voltage, and then we'll be good with the TPS, and then we set the other sensors, and then figure out the cam position, and then we tune. So we'll just keep going up here. We're just going to throw this at a higher value because we're pretty sure we're going to end up around stock settings anyways. We can always adjust it back. All right, 4.5 volts and 0.45 volts. 0, 100. We'll say that is 4.8. We'll just say it's 120. All right, just so in case anybody's wondering right now, I'm setting the values for the TPS so that our scaler works 0 to 100% with 0 or 0.45 to 4.5 volts since we're using the Honda TPS. So after now we have a chart of 0.450. We don't need no resolution because we know from 0.45 to 4.5 it's from 0 to 100%. Anything over that's just going to register as 120 up to 48. That's not exactly correct, but we know if we're over 100%. Technically, if we're over 100%, it doesn't matter. So we're going to write it. We're going to confirm it. All right, cycle the key on, don't start it. And now we're going to go over to TPS. It might do some type of calibration setting or something. 50, okay, actuate it, hit the pedal. Let off. So our 0 voltage is just different. So what we're going to go in here, you guys, and do is we're going to go back and we're just going to try 0.2 volts. We're going to write it and we're going to see if our scaler is correct. And that number is going to change. Now, if I'm not mistaken, what TPS is this? This is like a base model TPS or something? It's the wrong TPS, right?
It's just no, this is actual.
It's the right one?
Yeah.
Okay. Floor it. So we have 100, but that might be over voltage. Where's our voltage? Let's go back over here. Let off.
What's up?
We're looking at 2.70. All right. Do me a favor, floor it. It's maxed out. Slowly let off. Okay, the TPS is off clocking a bit, but what we can do is just set 0 and set 100, and then we'll just do it after.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So it'll be a little off, but it's going to work fine. So we know now 2.7 is 0, and we know that you're maxing out to 5 volts anyways, so let's just make 100 5 volts, and that'll just get us closer to proper numbers. And then we'll adjust that later. Some TPS adjustment isn't our worst problem right now. But I want to make sure these sensors work. Okay, go ahead and let's see.
It's 100.
Let off. All right, so we at least have TPS now. So we'll deal with the rest after. Okay, we know we have these working now. This just needs to be set up correctly. So let me find these charts and I'll just set them up. And then we'll do, what is it, the cam sensor, right? So let me just do these charts real quick and then we'll just do that. Because then at that point we can tune. So even if we don't finish today, we're in really, this is going down.
Yeah.
So we'll just take our time and we'll just do this. So go ahead, cycle the power off so we don't kill the battery. And then I'm going to look for these charts. I just need a phone with Google, or I can grab mine. You got yours on you? And then I'll show you how to do this stuff. So if you guys want some lessons right now, here's a good one. This is simple. People do talk about it. We're using Honda sensors instead of the GM sensors on the fueltech. So Lilo's been building cars for a really long time. We've been friends for a really long time. And we've always done like the budget stuff and this and that. When it went to the Ks, obviously it's a little more pay to play, a little more action, right? So gotten older, made more money, family stable. Now we can use fueltech instead of a chipped ECU or Honda. We can do K series instead of, granted price is better now, better than a B or even the H's. In this situation, you're going to have stuff you don't understand and you can work through it. You just can't give up. The first thing we're working through right now, besides something going on with the conversion harness or the engine harness, which is just one sensor wire section we got to swap, is we're not using the GM sensors that are in the protocol for the value outputs. Since he's using the stock harness with a jumper, we're going to use the Honda sensors. They work the same. So what we're going to do is we're just going to say it's a custom sensor and then set the low and high values, and then it'll start reading the right temperatures. So before you could click GM, plug in a GM sensor, it'll read right. Now we just have to set, 0 volts or 5 volts or whatever is this, that. Most of them are linear, so you can just set 0 and full voltage and you're good. So we're going to do that right now. So he had a problem with that. It wasn't actually anything that he couldn't understand. In this situation, it was the guy that made the jumper, along with not including information as to the settings for the computer change, which, yeah, is not his job, but the wiring harness was not on the right wires anyways. So he would have had this problem even if he had these charts. We're looking for, so what we need the voltage chart for a Honda air intake temperature sensor. So type in like Honda IAT, type in voltage chart after that and see if it comes up. It should come up with something from the Honda manual showing the voltage resistance or offset setting for the low and high. So let me see that. So we're gonna go here. It's a nice phone, fool. It's a nice ass phone. Okay, so here's our chart. So see, and you can save this for later. I'm gonna go on Google and get this and save it for mine. These are what I use. So here's the ohms, resolution. If I'm not mistaken, reference plus or minus. That's the ohms. It is an ohmed out sensor. So this sensor, the Honda air intake temperature sensor, has a signal wire and a ground, and across those it causes a temperature change. Check. Yeah, here it is. Since it's a resistance type sensor, that's what I was wondering. I'm like, wait, if it's a resistance type sensor, does it even use voltage? Because it's ohms of resistance. Literally, I felt stupid looking for this because this sensor might work different than the, let's see here. Yeah, that's what I thought. It should all work the same. I get two. Come on, give me a fucking chart, you guys. God. I just need like the minimum and maximum because I know it's a 5 volt and 0 volt sensor. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I need to know the temperature. Well, here's a good one. What temperature do you think it is outside right now?
67, maybe?
Yeah. Hey, Harley. Do me a favor. Yeah, I was going to say, bring me a cigarette.
75 degrees right now.
Okay. So that we can use that. So we're going to set our 0. So this is a way to do it, you guys. It's not going to be 100% correct, but what we're looking for is whether the temperature gauge says 100 or 200. If it's the same and the car's not hot and then it goes up 5 degrees and it starts boiling over, we know, hey, 100 is full warm, 105 is overheating. So 100 is probably 190 and 105 is probably 202. And then we can re-ratio it. I can't find the chart. He's going to keep looking, but for now, we're going to set it to ambient temperature at whatever voltage output the sensor is right now. Whatever outside temperature, the air intake temperature is out in open element, it should be pretty fucking close. So he's going to look that up.
It's this one.
Yeah, that's the resistance. So I could probably do the math for the ohms, but see how it's linear? It's flat. 0 volts, 5 volts, or transverse. So we'll set that up right now. Let me just do this. because we're going to waste our time looking for that. And what it is, I need to take the voltage meter and plug it into the motherfucker and just go, okay, it's 75 degrees outside. That says 2.1 volts. Bam, put it in. We know the temperature. So we'll do this for right now. And then you get what I'm saying. And then we'll go back and fix it. We just need to know if the car's overheating and the air temperature is hot or not. We'll figure all that out. So basically what I'm doing right now, babe, is it doesn't know what sensors are connected because it's set up for GM sensors. And I'm putting in the values for 0 and 5 volts so it knows temperature. So like, for example, when it throttle, it's 0.45 shut, 4.5 open. Well, his TPS is different, just something about it's different. So closed is 2.7, open is 5 volts, but it's going max. We got to clock it. But now I set it. Before it was like 58%, then 100 or 300%. Now it's 0 to 100. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we'll do this. We know that this is 5 volts. We know that. What was the low end and high end of that temperature chart?
Let me check it real quick. The high was
Let's see, 248 down to -4. So -4. Whoops. -4. Yeah, that's it. Okay. And then it was, I think, yeah, the highest it can read is like 258 or something, 248. I think it can read higher, but let's write it to the computer and see what it says our AIT is right now, and then we'll know. So we're looking for the air intake temp to change. Yeah, click the key on.
Incomplete
153.
corrupted active map.
Okay, it just corrupted because we cycled the key.
Okay.
Did it go away? The corrupted map?
Yeah.
Okay. So it says it's 153 degrees. We know that's not correct. I want to say these temperature sensors read up to like 300. Just see if that gives us a change. It should change. It hasn't repopulated. There it goes. 197. What was it before? 150s?
Yeah, 150 something.
The bottom
It was
needs to come up.
153.
It's 248.
Went from 192 to 153 to 197.
All right, we're gonna get it close, and we're just gonna move on because we can set that. I'll check it on a car, and then I'll come back and do it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
$69. The low number's too low. These numbers are off. This isn't right. What's the voltage? Let's do this. What's the voltage right now? On the white wire, on the air temp, we got 3.1 volts. And we got 0 volts on engine temperature. We'll check that. The AIT and ECT both should be like 0.5 volt and 1.5 volts. Something's not right with that. Do me a favor. Take that air intake temperature sensor, cup it in your hand, and breathe hot air into it. We're looking for response. We should see a couple of degrees raised. It's going down. Opposite. Okay. Hold this.
Okay.
I got it. I got it.
Yeah, it's going.
We're close. We're just backwards on the ratios. So this is like the whatever way to do it, you guys. Now we're going to see the air temperature change. All right, we're a lot closer. Says 90. We think it's in like the low 80s.
75.
It's 75?
Yep.
I have a feeling that 320 number's close because I know the sensor's got to max out around 300, 320 degrees probably. 116 maxes out at 260 on the low sector. It's going to be on the high side. We're just punching in some numbers, you guys, to get close on the AIT, and then we can see the fluctuation. I do want it as close as possible. We're looking for around 75 here. Keep going the wrong way. Might have to raise that number to 350 and call it good. Our resolution's going to be tighter. 1 degree is going to be like a 3 degree swing on here, but we just need to know if the air intake temps are getting hot, right?
138.
248 for let's do this. So we know 2.8 volts. Oh, that's why. Duh. I know it just looks like I'm clicking around, you guys, but we can't find the volt reference chart. We need to set this. So this is how it's going right now. Okay. We know it was 2.1. 2.1 volts was 75 degrees. Let's see something real quick.
$49.
Hasn't changed.
72.
All right. Go cup it in your hand and blow hot air into it. This should go to about 75, 78 right now, you guys. Okay. I just got to go the opposite way. My bad. Okay. My bad. I had it right the first time I fucking flopped it. Yeah. So the voltage offset might change. Go blow it in your hand. Make sure it goes the right way. Just real quick.
248.
It's okay. I had it swapped and it just fucked everything up. Okay. We're going the right way. Now let me calibrate it.
Yeah, no, it's going up. To 7.
Okay. Cup in your hand and blow it.
Going up.
Yeah, we're good. All right. We got accurate air temp. Pretty accurate for right now. So say it's 120 outside. This is either going to say 115 or 125, but it's close enough. If the water temp says 212, it ain't getting hot. Your temp gun says 197. This goes to 220. That goes to 200. It's 8 degrees, 8 degrees. It's equal. So I'm going to do the coolant temp the same way. We're good. We fix the CPS. We go fucking tune. So let's just do this. So I want you, I know you're paying attention and I know you know what to look for, but you understand what I'm doing on these charts so you can do it in the future for the other stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you have a sensor, realize if it's an input or an output. You don't need to break out a voltage meter. You just go up here to the diagnostic panel. It'll tell you the voltage and the temperature. If it's an input, so it's a sensor, coolant sensor, pressure sensor for the coolant to see if we have a blown head gasket. We're starting to run those water sensors in the side of the head to the ECU to see if there's spikes in coolant temp, see if we have a leaking head gasket. All that. Those are inputs. Outputs. Turning on a nitrous kit, a boost controller, a fan, a fuel pump. Turning on two-step, what would that be? You're turning it on to the ECU, so it would be an input. Everything else is an output. Your output for your fuel and spark, certain color wires. Your output for your option, the other colored wires. Other than that, that's it. You got power and ground and your cam and crank sensors. So now, if you're probably like, oh shit, it really is just like 40 wires, but it's because every sensor has 2 or 3 wires. Yeah. So it's like 20 clips. So we know that our engine temperature sensor is at 0 voltage wise. So what we're gonna do is, I wonder what the highest voltage that coolant. You have a heat gun, like a heat gun for vinyl. You have like a girl's hair dryer, anything.
I think I have
Grab that and blow it on that sensor so I can get some resolution check and we can see if we're going the right direction. Because as soon as you put hot air to it from that, if you blow on it, it won't do anything because it's in the head. But if you put that heat gun on it and it starts to go up, I know we're right. All right. 0.015. So what I'm going to do right now, you guys, on these inputs is we just have, this sensor just seems weird to me compared to the AIT, but it is what it is. So we're going to set it up and go from there. It's not a sensor problem. He said something about the crank sensor wiring was picking up on the, it's an eBay harness, was picking up on the water sensor wiring, cam sensor. So we're going to figure that out. That might be a thing. So all Honda sensors, mainly all sensors, are 5 volts. So although our chart was going to 4.5, it's 5 because it's not a Honda computer using 0.45 to 4.5. It's a standalone using whatever the sensor throws out. So I'm using his laptop because I prefer it when people have their stuff set up and that's what they want to use it, and then I'll just have them email the maps over. If you guys have any questions about tuning, I'll be doing more videos about soldering and tuning and wiring and making your own stuff. Just ask. All right. If I'm not mistaken, the high side of the sensor, low side of the sensor, I think the coldest it picks up was like 140, and the hottest wouldn't be. That doesn't make sense. Something's not right with that. Might be. Something's not right with that.
negative on that.
Okay, we just need something to put some heat into it, so I'll figure that out. But it says it's 140 degrees coolant temp. Grab that top hose and tell me if it's like warm or between cold and warm.
Barely getting warm.
We can see the temperature. So we've got to check the wiring for the camshaft position sensor. So let's not fiddle with that too much. We at least can see that it's 140 right now. It's probably pretty close. If not, I'll change it.
Yeah, let me hook up the cam.
Yeah, hook that up.
You can see everything moving.
Oh, let me go to the page. You haven't hooked it up yet, did you?
No.
Okay, hang on. Because I'm going to have you plug it in and unplug it. Okay, first of all, yeah, plug it in. Did you plug it in?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't see anything change with the coolant temperature now, but unplug it and plug it in so I can watch these numbers.
Plug it out.
Yeah, keep unplugging it and plugging it in, and I'm going to see what we see change. plug it in.
It's in.
Unplug it.
It's off.
Okay, leave it plugged in.
Now, I did switch out some of the variable timing. BBTC, I changed it on the map. I don't know if maybe that's throwing it
The
off.
settings
Yeah, the settings on it.
on the actual VVT
Yep.
map. This one.
Yep.
Okay, we'll go to that after. Let me just make sure this is right first. Okay. All right. The sensor we thought we're having an issue with is the cam sensor one.
Mhm.
Rising, rising, falling. They're all falling edge. They're all falling edge. If you pick up on the rising edge, it's going to jump around timing. If you pick up on the falling edge on the right edge, it'll be correct. If it's wrong, it shouldn't hurt anything, right? Okay. Okay, on Sergio's car, did it start up with no codes and stuff on K-Pro or the Honda Vert or whatever? Has it not started?
No, it just started.
It starts? No codes or anything? We need to take a volt multimeter. Just check those wires to the ECU pin out. Do you have a voltmeter? That one, right?
Yeah, that one right there. But I don't know if it's open. That's the problem.
We only need one setting to work.
No, I know. I don't know if his car is open.
Oh, I see.
That's the thing. Yeah, it's negative.
Well, I have another harness at the house, but we can just compare it to the stock wiring pin out for this. So I have a question. Is everything the way you think it was?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a start.
I think I did change the variable timing on the thing. And then, I don't know, I just clicked some numbers on it. I don't know if it's correct. I mean, it could be throwing off the BTC is going up and down. Maybe that's the problem, that it's turning on and off. And is turning off the sensor off.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what you changed on here?
No.
Okay, I'll just go back and make sure. But to be honest with you, they look pretty close. Looks pretty close. You can read up to 87 pounds of boost.
That's not bad, huh?
And you're revving to 32,000 RPM. Why is the fucking... Hang on. Whoa, that VVT map is like that? You gotta set it up, but that's crazy. It had such high values. I'm like, wait a minute, but let me look at that again. Intake target, PSI, What map sensor's on that factory? I thought it
The,
was a 4 or 5 bar. Is it at like a 7 bar or an 8 bar?
know, to be honest.
That thing can read 90 pounds?
That's gnarly, huh?
There's no way. I'm
Maybe
tripping
it's
right
a
now.
V12. The ECU, you can run a V12 on it.
If the sensor position angle is at 45 degrees and there's a value of 10 inserted on the table, the camshaft will be advanced to 55 degrees. If the sensor position angle is at 45 degrees and there's a value of 10 degrees inserted on the table, the camshaft will be advanced to 55 degrees. So it's saying at its natural position, if the sensor position angle is at 45 degrees, well, if I'm not mistaken, our sensor's right over the top of the pickup, so 0 is true 0. The Honda VDT cams, I think 0 is less overlap than stock, like on another stock motor. So I think stock is in like the low 20s. So that's probably what they're talking about as the offset for that. So technically 25 here would be 0. Going negative would be negative, whereas Honda considers it all advance. But in this situation, 0 would be 0 up to 50. If we change this to 25, it would either match that at 25 then, but it would read 0, and we would go up to 75 on here, and it would be 50 there, the 25 offset. So we'll figure out that when we start tuning. But we need to figure out this cam problem. So we just need to remember to check our VVT settings before we start tuning. Let's fix this cam problem though. When you plugged it in, it didn't do anything. So do me a favor, is it plugged in?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna look for the sync while it's cranking and just to see what's going on. I did change the pickup window. That might have been a problem with that sensor. So go ahead and give it a crank. Stop real quick. I'm just checking everything. It's working. It is working. Let me figure out why it wouldn't start. All right, give it a crank. All right, stop. Now go unplug it. All right, go ahead and give it a crank. Cycle it all the way off and then crank it again. Crank it. Stop. This was the way it was running when we had it running a little bit ago, right?
Yeah.
Same way, wiring wise?
Yep.
Okay, good. Let me go back to here. Let's make sure we didn't change any of our... Oh, you know what? Let me check that. We did leave that on rising. But I felt like... Yeah, that'll throw an error though. We don't need that. Let's drop back to 40 on that. I want to say that's
You did the 334.
yeah, we only changed it a half degree. I was just giving us a little more buffer. Everything's right. We definitely have just some bullshit going on right now. I think we might have just got caught with our pants down. All I changed was the detection window to a narrower window. Technically, it shouldn't matter how big the window is as long as it's big enough. I don't think that's going to say anything, but try that real quick. That way you don't. Oh, you got it like that?
Yeah, let me just get this one.
You're good. I'm sorry, buddy. We're not tuning already.
I'm
trying to help. Oh, is this it right here, buddy?
Yeah.
Okay, you're good. You're good. I was like, why can't I change it on there to AFR? Maybe the new one still doesn't do it. Let me go to the computer. And then you said that. I was like, oh, shit. They're both female. It might be the wrong. That's the right.
It's right.
Am I tripping?
Like that.
When to become one.
You want to grab it?
This is as close as we've ever gotten. I can't even. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it. I was trying to cuddle with Lilo and he pushed away from my advances. Come on, you fucking little fucker. God. Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay. Flip the key on, don't start it. Alright. The phone's gonna die, just so you guys know, but I'll show you we're fucking this shit. I'm gonna set we gotta set up the post trims. It won't calm down for like 10 or 15 seconds. We'll adjust 30% more to make up for it. So say you were tuning like alcohol on the gasoline air fuel, as long as you had enough resolution on a wideband for alcohol, it would be like 5.5 or 8 or whatever. On this all motor, it would be like 10.8.
Yeah.
So you can do that. You just have to know what your setting is. Want to measure any fuel in cc's, like injector cc's. Shit's hard. Hey, I know it's not tuned, but you want to hit the two-step a little? Let me turn it on. Let me turn it on. Rev it to 3,000 and should cut. Speed, that's gay.
You can put it on what's it called? The other guy told me you can put it on the
button or clutch switch or
like the map, Google Maps.
GPS?
Yes.
For the speedo?
Yep. Okay,
we can do that. Right now I figured we didn't have a speed input, so I was like, oh, it probably thinks it's 0, so it would hit two-step. But yeah, 0 miles an hour.
Yeah, because I have the VSS. It's not plugged in.
Yeah, and I tell it by speed to disable the two-step, to turn it off. So it should hit. Why is the cut not working? Let me upload one more time. Usually I use the input button, that's why. The two-step button, I usually use that, that's why. Try it to 3,000. Okay. Just try swapping the speed sensor thing around. Try that. Okay, let's do this. We can use the TPS to activate it. So it's above 11%. So rev it to 3 grand and pop the throttle.